I'm Scott L. Miller. This is the Sheep Guarding Llama vlog for the 9th of October 2021. And take note of where I am and where I'm walking from, because that will become part of the story for the video today. I'm actually recording this tomorrow in the morning on Sunday, because today is Saturday, and it was a busy day. Things are good, and I managed to get up, and I was just dropping Paul off at a friend's house because he didn't know where his house was. And so I happen to be here, but it's the perfect spot for today's story. So today started off, today's Saturday, started off, got up, walked the dogs, did my normal stuff. Oh, and by the way, I don't have my polarizing filter on today. It's dirty. I took it off to clean it and then had to run out to do today's vlog, so I didn't have that. Anyway, the day started off, walked the dogs, and we felt from last night it was going to be a pretty slow day in town. Not a lot of guests in from out of town or anything. And Alan contacted me this morning, is like, so now that this property has fallen through, I'm really anxious to get started on things, want to have a plan for life, you know, because we feel, all of us feel very in flux, like we don't have permanent homes or anything, and that's wearing on us. We at least have the hotel, but it's looking like it's not where we're actually gonna live. Certainly we live there now, but it feels like a holding pattern, and we want to kind of get out of that. By the way, this is gonna be a sunburn, I can just tell. Anyway, I had not come out intending to walk. So I said, well, there's this one property that I really feel might be possible. So Wilbur came over, and he and Alan and I went and looked at this property. And well, Alan and I went and looked at it first. And Alan's like, this is really promising. So we went and got Wilbur and brought Wilbur back, and Wilbur did some research and found out some stuff about it. It's like, okay, we're gonna have someone contact us, and we'll look into it. Then while we were walking back, Wilbur's like, well, I know this person who's selling a whole bunch of space, and it might be interesting. You need to, you know, would you be interested? I didn't realize you were looking away from the beach. So we're like, well, yeah, contact them and let's see. So Wilbur ended up contacting them. He came and got us and was like, they want to talk to you right now. And we're like, well, okay, we're actually gonna go talk to the owners. That's perfect. So we walked back to around where I was, went and had to do this big exploration. Ended up that we went and found a property that I've been wondering about since we first moved here. In fact, I've been wondering about it since before we moved here. Had no idea. Everyone kept saying it wasn't available. Everybody kept saying it was part of a business. We ended up getting to investigate this really interesting property that is so much larger than anything we had looked at. And we kept saying this is the only physical spot on the map that could hold what we're looking for. And yet everyone says nothing exists. This is not actually available. There's no way to get it, whatever. So we went there and met with the people, and Yvonne came to translate. And we talked about like how much it costs, what the space was, where it was. And it just seemed like a perfect fit. And we're all just like, yep, make it happen. And so the entire process took maybe 30 minutes, from walking out the door, walking over to the place, sitting down, talking about prices, talking about location, talking about property, talking about timescales and lawyers and all those things, and even dealing with someone who had extreme dementia or senility. And there was a bit of, that caused a bit of excitement, but in this really fast process, it was just this, everything feels right. It's a reasonable amount of money, make it happen. So now there is a plan moving forward, and Dominic and I are talking about that very likely we're gonna go in on this purchase. Actually, we'll make the purchase and have a space that we're gonna think about building a house. So it's just an idea at this point, but it's a whole new direction that I've actually been interested in since before we got here and didn't think was possible. So I'm really excited that this really cool thing has come up. Alan's really excited. There could be office space there, all kinds of things. So very, very cool. Very up in the air. No particular plans at this time as to what's going to happen. We just know that the decision has been made, the deal has been made. Now lawyers have to start working it all out. There's a lot of potential for things to go wrong. But one thing that's super interesting is that the property is under a real, meaning it's actually from the King of Spain, from a colonial property. So everything is nice, it's free and clear, supposedly, right? If all the stuff is correct, and it's just really, really interesting. So we're not at a point where we can say it's happening. We're not at a point where we can say exactly where it is. It's not at a point where we can commit to anything, but there's a sense of, oh, we have a solid direction, we're moving forward, and we're gonna know a lot more really soon. So the hope is that we have some really solid answers in a couple weeks and a completely completed paperwork chain in like 60 days. So really successful morning as far as just making big life decisions, at least for what the next step is after we had already made big life decisions on the property right behind me that fell through. So we know that things can fall through. We know that things can go wrong. There's a lot of play in things here. So until things are done, we can't actually even mentally really think of them as being done. But that we have a direction, that we have a plan, that we have things to work towards is a really, really big deal for all of us at this point. So we at least have that at the moment. And honestly, I'm really excited about it. I think that it gives us a lot of the right answers for just giving us a place to live, most likely, or my office. We'll see. I don't know. Or storage. So came back, did as much work as I could this afternoon. This is the first day that they're really trying to do the inventory in the hotel. So that was a huge undertaking, an exhausting thing. Dominica and Paul worked on that all day. Yvonne came back from her vacation today, so she was working on that with them. Just very busy day for them. I hung out with the kids most of the day, took care of the dogs and that stuff, and tried to get some of the book done. And played this evening. I ended up playing video games with the kids. We played some Nancy Drew. We got the, I forget the full name of it, but the one that happens in Venice that we couldn't complete last time because it stopped working on their laptop. We got that working on the Good Machine. So we're playing that now, and we had a nice evening. The hotel ended up, remember, we thought it was going to be really slow. We ended up selling out tonight, and not just selling out the hotel, but the restaurant actually ended up at capacity. More than 50 people there at the same time. There were no seats available. Really shows how much getting a second floor onto the restaurant matters. We need that space. We just need more tables. We're so busy, even on one of the slowest weekends of the year, supposedly. So that was really successful. It was just a great night for the restaurant. We decided to order pizza from Puesta del Sol right behind me for dinner. They were busy too, but not busy like us. And so it was a great night at the hotel. So we had pizza and hung out, and we were all really tired. By about 9:30, we were just exhausted. For me, partially because I was out in the sun all day. It's very humid, and you can see I'm starting to sweat like crazy now. It's just been very hot. So today was a really good day, I think, overall. I think all of us jointly feel that it was a really good day. It was a good day. Got the chicken butts coming. It was a really good day for kind of the emotional, having a plan and making life a little bit more solid. It was a really successful day from a business perspective, as far as the hotel's doing really well. And lo siento. And it was a really successful day. And it was a really successful day financially, financially, that a lot of things that we had been working on ended up, we feel, in the end, coming out much, much better than we thought they were going to be last week before things went wrong. So, very good day. I will see everybody tomorrow.